Folks, it is largely complete. There is a little tiny gap at the back that we're still working on, but the drought is about to end. We've got still got 8,000 water, so we're fine. I was going to say we're low on water, but we're really not. I put in a couple of dams for some overflow. I'm hoping 4 is enough. We can always change if it's not. I haven't sorted the power bit out yet, obviously, to power this guy. And we have decimated the dead tree population over here. Which is fine, because we're going to work on replacing it with live trees once this is all up and running. That's the plan. So what I want to do is, I guess, get this finished, and then start thinking about, well, see how it behaves. Obviously, it's going to need to fill up before it provides any water output. I wasn't really sure how to do the overflow, because I didn't think it would look right if it overflowed over these, which is why I've put it just to the side. I'm hoping that looks okay. I have realized that I've kind of screwed up with the irrigation bits. These should probably have sluices all the way down here, and the same on this side, so that any water that's available can go into the sluice system. I started designing this thinking of it more as I started designing the other side thinking of it more as a classic water tower with a column and a water tank on the top, and it's actually turned into more of a weird shape big water tank. So yeah, that needs a rework. It's not a massive problem, because it's just a case of deleting and rebuilding one of these columns, which is a bit of a faff, but you know. So we'll get on with doing that, I guess. I mean, currently this one doesn't actually go anywhere, so. And I'm sure the beavers are going to appreciate access to the lumber. Yep, because they've just cleared that all up almost instantly. So obviously we only want the water to go into the irrigation system. We don't want it to come out. Let's put all of that back. Yeah, trees was a struggle. And then it's that one, because currently this is kind of a dead space. So and on this side, because it's all designed a little bit differently, I think we're going down to there. Yep. So let's put in our sluice. Can't believe how quickly they're clearing those. I have added in more builders, a lot more builders, to soak up the spare organics over here, because we're not needing them to go into bad water to build this. It seemed like a good idea at the time. We can always pause them if we need to, or just get rid of them, to be honest. But that's that. I haven't put a lid on it yet, obviously. Lid, roof. It's probably more of a lid, actually, isn't it? I'm going to wait and see what happens and how it all behaves. So that side's filling up. This side. Right, they're closed. This side is starting to fill up. Awesome. That's what we want to see. Just going to go down to the sluices, and these are going to just be permanently open. For now. Essentially, we just want them to be able to push water into the irrigation system. Being able to isolate it will probably be useful though. I mean, this is filling up really quite quickly, which is good. There are no leaks, which is also good because that was always a possibility. I have put some irrigation barriers here. We probably need to do the same around here because this will get contaminated, obviously, when bad water's filtering out. And I started the process of putting irrigation barriers through here for when this is bad water. And we should probably continue that. But what we're going to do now is, why is there not water? I don't think we actually opened this up, did we? No, because we don't have a way of controlling the flow into it yet. And that's fine. That is fine. If we go over here now, see, we have nicely irrigated land. All the way down here, which is cool. So one of the things that I wanted to do, and I was waiting for you guys to get here, and it took you a while, was come over here as part of our project to try and re-green the map, and create a nice little simple bad water diversion. So what we're going to do is just blast that out. We're going to put a sluice there. You're going to close above. And we could go there. This might cause us some problems when we start exploding things, but I'm not sure it will. H for boom. We actually need to blast out a little bit more because there's that dead tree in there. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Patience, folks. Be patient. You're always so impatient, aren't you? So I am very, very behind on my YouTube comments. I'm usually pretty good at reading. So if you've commented on the last one of these, for example, and made useful, helpful, constructive comments, I've not read them at the moment. 2%. So we'll set this to be the opposite of 2%. Yeah, I've not read them at the moment. Still dealing with some stuff, and I'm trying to carry on with things but limit my mental stress a little bit. So yeah, we don't necessarily need 2 sluices here because it's going through this single bit just fine, but I thought it was a good idea. What I want to do is create some bad water diversions to be able to maintain the cleanliness status of this. And I guess the other thing we'll need to do then is come in here with some irrigation barriers. Now it's going to be a bit annoying because we can't irrigation barrier over that. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll be able to do a reasonable amount. We'll go down there, and then we'll come across here, and we'll go down there, and that will give us 1 bad water divert. And then what I'm hoping is that we can create some irrigation systems to sort out the irrigation. Oh, okay. So my 2 dams was nowhere near a damn nerf. See what I did there? So what we'll do is delete you, and let's try putting in another dam there and there. That looks like it might be enough, actually. That looks like it might be enough, assuming that the dams have the same flow capacity as an open block. Everything's refilled. The water will be refilling. Good. No, we don't have any spare beavers in that district. We are, in fact, a few short. So let's resolve that. That's working. Awesome. I think that looks okay. It might actually look okay with the water cascading behind those. It might. It might. Right, so that's in. We will obviously get a bit of contamination through that bit. Hopefully minimal. So if we then come up here, what does this one look like? So the water source is there. So using overhangs to do that. It's weird. It's a very weird construction. If I come from the back, so we've got overhang. Okay. It's kind of annoying that you can't put sluices right at the back of the map. Maybe we send the bad water to the side and out. So what we need to do is get in here, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Stop faffing. I've not watched any yet, but I've heard, and I'm sure some of you have watched. Mr. Skystorm is back. I only heard this morning watching the JC video. Weirdly, I was kind of surprised that YouTube hadn't recommended his content. I guess he'd fallen out of the algorithm a little bit. As is the way with these things. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to landscaping tunnel that way a bit, and then that way. I don't know why I've done it so long, but that'll sort that out. You might be wondering why I've spent ages building that giant thing and then I'm doing this. What I want to do is try and deal with the bad water that's going to be flowing in here before I worry about trying to irrigate it. So because there's no point irrigating it if it's full of bad water, is there? Now we're going to have a bit of a period where it flows off, but that'll be fine. Well, it'll flow in both directions probably. Yeah, and interestingly, our resources have recovered quite quickly because we were completely out of logs. Well, not completely out of logs, but certainly planks we were really struggling with at one point. Interesting that you've done that first rather than that one. Okay. Very low on extract. That looks like that's something we need to resolve. Let's let them pick this stuff up because we really could do with it. In fact, we'll give them a nudge. And we might have to look at how are we for bad water? Bad water we're fine, which is really low on extract, right? sluice. I'm going to put it there. And then we're going to put the other one there, so it's a very small space. You are going to be close above 2%. I don't know why they defaulted to 5%, because 5% is enough to cause contamination. So it seems like a silly high value. And by that I mean, if the beavers are in 5% long enough, it's enough to cause contamination. It won't cause it instantly, but it can cause issues. Right, so that's that one done. Excellent. This one's more challenging, in a way, but maybe not, because we probably can't stop this one, because this one provides our power. So what we can do, I think, is if we come in here, again, it's just a single water source. So what I think we'll do, again, it's a slightly convoluted system, because the water block sits low. Yeah, the water block sits in a recess. So probably what we want to do is, where's the tunnels? I've lost the tunnel, George. Come this way. We probably want to go down quicker than that. So that is, I'm looking for my coordinates, but I don't have it set up to tell me the coordinates, so that's fine. Because I've picked explosives, not tunnel. There we go, that's why. There. 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 Make sure I'm putting those in the right place. Well, that's going to be a problem, but we can backfill that. That'll be okay. There. There. What level was that? If I'm just going to draw this and see what it looks like once we bring that. Would be okay apart from where I've come out. So let's delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. If we go one more across, I think, because we can just bridge over that little bit. Maybe we want to go deeper there. Or we just put some terrain over the top of that. Yeah, maybe we just put some terrain over the top of that. So, can we get ourselves to that? Or we can, but can we then build in there? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah, it is. There. 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 Platform. Because I think, no, not that. I think they can walk over a water source, but I'm not sure. We'll see. but I want to try and clear up as much as we can. So, no, they can't walk over a water source. No, they've not built that yet. Okay. No, they can't walk over a water source. Okay, what we can do is we can create a explosives factory underground. No, a side tunnel, and we can come in from a spur. Yeah. If we go down, 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 down. Now, what we need to be careful of is let's go into our jobs, builders huts. You're paused. You're paused. Just looking for all of the ones that have organic beavers in them. Paused, paused, paused. Paused, 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 paused. Yep. Because what we can do then is throw in, I guess if we just delete that and put a ladder there, that'll do it. And they can start building backwards. So they've been able to do that, which is good. I'm assuming that they can build down all of that. So we'll let them work on that. What we then need to do is trying to think where I want to put the sluices. Can I just destroy something? No. Yes. Yes, it did. That's okay. We can backfill that with dirt. Still building that, but they could build that from outside, but we'll just let them carry on for now. You can go. Yes, I'm going to put one sluice there, and then probably one here once this has been refilled. This one is going to close below contamination 2%. Okay, so they've built all the way down to there, so we can delete all of those. We then want to come in and put dirt there and there. You can delete those bits of path. Delete that, so that one gets done first. We're going to prioritize that. We might path in here now. That's in, and that should now be stopping the water going that way, which is cool. We can then put that in, make that priority, and then we're going to put another sluice there, maybe there. Yeah, we'll put it here. Just trying to create a small chamber for kind of the water to sort itself out when the bad tides switch. Yep. Cool. But not something too big, obviously, because that would be not so great. Okay, so that bit's done. How are we looking under here? It's nearly done. We're obviously going to, well, we're going to want a sluice down here so that the water's flowing out of it, not being dominated by this big flow here. And then we need to hope that the river can cope. But that's a different problem. And thankfully this side is a sealed system anyway, so it's not going to cause us any massive issues. But what we can do is hopefully, yep, we can delete that. Can we recover them? No, we've already made more than we can get, so let's just delete them. I know some of you probably get annoyed by that, but realistically we're not going to get to use them. The realism of a post-apocalyptic beaver game. Delete the rubble. Delete the path. Sluice there. And you can be always open. That's fine. And then we're going to delete that because that doesn't need to be there. And then we need to come up here and fix the terrain. So let's come back in here. All a process, folks. It's all a process. Do we need to delete that? We don't really, do we? We can just delete the path. Delete that. Delete that. We'll let them work on getting to that. Then we need to come up here. Come around here. And I guess seal off. We go there. Yeah, that should work. I think we probably. Are you just levitating? Out of the way. Water supply has not recovered as much. Yeah, that's just levitating. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? We're going to have to rip that out. Weird that it didn't destroy the scrap metal that was on top of the block. Can you No, you can't mark resources for destruction. Okay, not like that anyway. So, we will use the age-old method of throwing in a bunch of scrappers. And it's a drought coming anyway, so it doesn't matter quite so much. If it was a bad tide, I'd be more annoyed. That's nicely full. Not that we're making use of it at the moment, but you know. And if we need to, we could pump water out of it, couldn't we? I'm a little bit nervous that we're 7k down on our full water tanks. I'm kind of confused as to why they didn't refill, because normally we do, I think. Anyway, oh, our charging thing's run out of power, hasn't it? Because there's nothing to give. Yeah. Where was I? I was here. Trying to resolve this. Focus on this one that has 8 scrap metal in it, please. I'm going to also expand this a little bit so that we can make it look a bit more natural as we come over the top here. In as best a way as I can do terrain stuff, because I'm not very good at doing terrain and making it look anywhere near natural and vaguely useful, but you know, or useful is maybe not the right word, but trying to make it look good is the word that probably can't get to that, but I can get to it from above. That's okay. Yeah, I really need them to, in fact, do they have? Oh, that's why I couldn't do it, because it was on a overhang. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Right, so what we need to do is come across there and there, and then just because I'm going to do that, because it seems to make it look a bit more natural doing it that way. So yeah, I'm going to let them rip out all of that scrap as well, and maybe, don't know if it's worth doing the dead trees, because this is probably going to still get impacted by contamination. We might need to wait and see what a bad tide looks like. But that should mean that none of this lot gets contaminated now. But this one to deal with. Right, so in here, what do we have? Another single water source. And where are you, water source? You're tucked behind that. We're going to demolish you once we can get to you. Let's go this way. Except we need a staircase. There. Oh, well, they've ripped all of that out. There was a big metal deposit here, which I had some scrap metal bots ripping out, and they have done it. But it was a pretty sizable deposit, so I'm kind of impressed. We are going to need some tree cutting dudes, and by tree cutting dudes I mean bots, so we can get path in here. We're going to need ladder and ladder. And then as soon as we can extend the path towards the ladder. Which is kind of why I went silly on how many lumberjacks we had there, or lumber bots. Because if we use a silly number, they'll do it quickly. There we go. Awesome. So we'll do a similar thing and we'll connect up to down here because this interesting. The flow has changed. As the drought approaches. Why am I surprised by this? Don't know. So, have I been constantly ignoring during a drought? And by extension, you guys, this is on you. I know, these open up. It's okay. I'll let you off. I thought we had a power problem, but we just need to wait for this to sort itself out. But my next question for you, I present to the viewers. Do we want this providing our source of flow for power? Or do we want it to come from this? Because we're dealing with this anyway. Because this is going to add a whole bunch of contamination. I present to you, dear viewer, that we should do that. And then we can open, close, open. And we can have it be clean water when it's not a bad period. You are sat there very lonely doing nout. I think they can reach that now. Yep. You guys can all now bugger ski off ski. Yeah, that just seems more sensible to me. We're trying to make this area green. Why have this big toxic lake here when we are already accounting for the fact that this is going to be contaminated? You know? Just seems kind of counterproductive to me. So, build faster, Bob. Build faster. 54-day drought. With 26,000 water. But it's going up because we are still going to be pumping for a while. So, worst case, we will employ GT pumpage. At this point, but you know, so you are going to be open. I mean, actually, say while it wasn't flowing, it would have been a good point to sort this out, but really doesn't matter because the flow all goes that way anyway. And then what we're going to do is I can click on them, close, and close, and we're going to turn off the automation on them. Don't know if it's enough flow to generate the power that we need, but we'll see. I do think we should sort this out. So what we need to do is delete this. And I'm jumping around a little bit today. Yeah. Kind of is, you know. Just one of those things, folks. Yeah, something like that would do. And then we'll do that. And so what we'll do is we'll put in a tiny tubeway station there. And then we probably need a vertical tubeway and a normal tubeway. And that should work. And then once that's blocked off, we'll block off the other end. I did try just closing the floodgates and that didn't work because of the level change. Because of this level change in here. It was not good. It wasn't bad because there was nothing impacted by it particularly, but there we go. But then we can come down here. We want to demolish you. So let's delete that random platform and replace it with an ladder. And then we can put in dirt there. That is generating enough power, which is cool. Yeah, it just kind of focuses the flow more. And I guess if we're going to have these permanently closed, we could shut this off so it was straighter. These are out of extract. Why are they out of extract? They've got bad water. They've not got logs. Let's remove you and reconnect you. There we go. That should sort that out. Yep. That should sort that. Okay. I guess you can go then. Right, that's done. That needs a little bit more dirt. Do that. That'll be nicely sorted then. Just keeping an eye on the time. And if we come in here now. Right. So I think what we do is something similarly. I'm going to tunnel out there, and then we'll drop down from there and go across. It's going to be a longer tunnel. But you know, the theory checks out. If you come out down here, so we want to come out here. Good there. You will be our effluent pipe. Water source there. Oh, cheeky. Sealed in. Where does it come out? It comes out there. So the one we're working on goes that way. That one goes that way. Cheeky. Let's deal with this one first. So if we run that all the way to be there. And then take that down. I don't know why I'm making it too wide, but you know. Down. There. And then we'll just do that. We get rid of those guys, but we can also get them access to this end of the tunnel. Because, you know, if you go at it from both ends, it's get your mind out of the guys faster. You lot with your filthy minds. So yeah, we'll let them work on that one. We need to then worry about the one down here. So, how do we get into this jobby? I remove the blockages and the metal, replace them with actual dirt. We don't really like blockages. I've got 50 odd days, so you know. Metal. 2, 3. And then we can also put in wood, lumberjack, 1. Cut down those dead trees. doing on this. Getting there. I should have used the tunnels with path. I think I've got that. Platform and path tunnel, yeah. Because that way I don't need to worry about extending the path. Okay. So those guys have ripped out all of that, so that seems to be doing its job, so happy with that. You're going to go because we don't like blockages. You've done your job there, so we can then put in a stairs there. I guess we then come round a platform there and put a set of ladders there. I mean, yeah, I know we didn't necessarily need to do that, but I do want to re-close this with dirt. He says, wondering, yes, you can put dirt on top of that. Cool. Right. Gone. But then what we want to do is replace the blockages with dirt. How are we doing in here, chaps? So they are all the way down there, so we can delete those. I think I might have just deleted some terrain. Nope. Yeah, okay, then we can delete those. And we can put in the sluices. And you're going to be closed below contamination 2%. Go down here. It would probably be faster if I had haulers bringing resources over, but you know, super optimization is not a concern with this. Right, what we're going to do is come down there. We're going to dynamite out this, and we want to create a spur off of the sewage pipe. Okay, something like that. Don't have a lot of room to work in here, but I can get it cool. Right, let's blow that up. So I think then we tunnel there. That'll be fine. We are possibly going to need to seal this one. We might need to seal the one above as well. I'm not certain. Might mean changing some of the overhangs and stuff, but we'll see. more tunnel. There. There's our branch line there. Okay. So probably then want to turn to get around the water source. Then we'll drop down. We'd be using the tunnels with paths, but you know. Lovey, folks. You know the deal. You know the deal. Obviously, we're not actually going to see the effect of this until we get a bad side, which is a little bit frustrating. But right now, let's go down to the point that we're at the same level as the spur, and then we'll delete that. So that should work. And then, yeah, we'll just need to think about whether we want to remove the natural overhangs and actually seal this, or not, basically. I mean, it probably depends if this system has enough capacity that it can just naturally sit at that level. That should get all of that built, which basically is going to keep bad water off the surface level, at least for all of this bit, apart from this river, which, you know, is what it is. So now this area is no longer going to have water flowing through it. So let's demolish that. We don't need those there, or those there, or that like that, or that like that, or those there, because it's all moved now. And we can backfill this. So that we can start to think about it becoming nice green lands. The green lands of whatever this map was called. Let's give that a bit of natural shape. Whatever natural shape looks like in this game. Need to decide if I want to completely close all of that off or not. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to create a little tubeway spur actually there. And run some path out there, like that. And maybe stick a tubeway station on the end of there as well. Right, how are we doing over here? Come on game. You can do it. You So we need to put in the sluices. For now, we will go with the it'll all be alright. And we'll just have them set to do that. Those ones are set the other way. In here. Are they still on a height? No, it's just the way it's projecting. Okay, that's fine. In here, are we all the way down? We are. So let's delete those. Not that we really need to worry about recovering the planks. And then we'll come in here, we'll delete the path, and that, and that, and that. Because what I'm going to do is put the sluice gate there. And you're going to be a close below 2%. Hopefully no one gets stuck behind that. There we go. So then we can delete that. And then here. We come here. Water. Sluice. If I put sluice there, that controls all of it, doesn't it? Yeah. No, you 2%. So hopefully that'll do the job. And now we just need them to build the very long shaft. Which actually, they're not far off getting finished, so that'd be kind of cool. And that way we are corralling a lot of the bad water into a single spot, which I think is going to be a lot better. And then we can come in with the irrigation barriers. Which are irrigation barriers, so they stop good and bad. Just as a reminder for folks. Yeah. Hopefully we'll start to see this soil clear up a little bit. Please. Because I've put irrigation barriers in. It's retreating. So, as always, it's a bit of a multi-step process. Because if we don't deal with the bad water, there's not a lot of point in having irrigation, is there, if suddenly we've got rivers of bad water flowing through everywhere. having one central bit, or two central bits, because we've got the other one as well, is fine, I think. I don't see that as a big problem. How are we doing for water? We are still having water here, so that's good. And we've still got 25,000, nearly 26,000 litres of water stored, so that's good. How's our grease situation these days? Our grease situation is good. Extract situation is not good. Bad water situation in this district is not good. Why do we have 0 bad water in this district? I guess because we just have 3 bad water pumps, maybe. District 1. Do we really have 21 deep bad water pumps in District 1? That's a deep water pump. Deep bad water pump. 2. You're not in District 1. We have a district crossing there. You're in Sky City. Please work. Well, that's good, isn't it? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly, we don't have enough, is the answer. Yeah. I think what we should do is look at doing it downstream of where we're using bad water. And maybe we put in a big bad water pumping facility. Now this can be brackish. This should always be pure bad water? Question mark. And this is on the tubeway network. So my thinking is that we go to town on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep bad water pumps. And we put in a large storage tank for bad water set to supply. I just think actually this is potentially mixed water, isn't it? But anyway. Oh, this project didn't work. So I put in more trees up here because we were running low on wood. So this is set to kick in, pause above 1.57, but it should get high enough that it irrigates those. Okay, cool. Lumberjacks need turning on, and they are marked to be cut. Yeah. So, right. Let's see if 6 more pumps can resolve our shortages. Might make sense to... Actually, we could just make one, couldn't we? Because that probably makes sense to put in some charging, and we can do that. Power, large power wheel. because we're using bots here to do a lot of stuff. So flywheel, medium framed flywheel, Bosch. You. Maybe actually what we do is delete that. Need to give them access. Let's do that. Maybe what we do is run power to there and have them along here. Charging station. Like that. Because, you know, it's kind of makes sense. Actually, what might also make sense is to do that. That army of little bots. Build bots, build. Hopefully this will generate enough power on its own to do this. That's why I like putting a flywheel in, because when they're not being used, then it charges up and provides that kind of surge capacity. So I don't think it's going to take too long to get this built. Bad water in this district is going up, which will hopefully allow extract to go up. Will be good. That's built basically. That's built basically. Yeah, that's generating probably enough power. Each charging station at full power is 50 HP, I think. But we should be okay. It's gaining some power. It's losing power. We'll just see how it gets on. If there's no power there, they'll go somewhere else. So, you know. Might make sense to have these prioritized by haulers. And this prioritized by haulers. And looking at this, we might want to put another wheel in. And that will probably be the last thing that I do today. I then need to go to work. Yeah, it's not. Actually, it's charging, but it would be nice if it charged a little bit faster. So. Particularly as they do seem to be giving those all a bit of a hammering. And if we are increasing the power by double, we can probably throw in a couple more of those. And we can always, you know, put more battery capacity there as well. So. But yeah, we'll get this done, and then that's going to be it for today, folks. We go, charges it in. And the wheel's actually spinning up a bit, and we are. So well, I think when we're not in a drought, we probably generate a bit more power. How are we doing over here? Did they get this over? Where are we? Lost. Did they get this finished? Come on, down we go. Yes, they did. Awesome. So let's delete all of this. Lots of lovely planks coming back. We'll wait and see if they want to pick those up before we put the sluice in at the end here. Right, that should be better. Yeah, nearly a good 350 HP, nearly 400, so significantly more power. Surprisingly, the charging stations are busier than I thought. This is going up quite nicely. So these are obviously helping rather a lot. Yeah, we've got 900 in the district now. We just need the extract to recover, and maybe we need more extractors to help with that. We could put another, I know they're not called extractors. Could put another centrifuge there. Storage. There. I think I used logs as well, don't they, from our earlier experience. So yeah, we have bad water, obtain, logs, obtain, extract, supply, and you are on bots. Awesome. That should help. It should also help this one run a little bit more efficiently, maybe, although it's at 83%, so yeah, we need extract for the grease. Okay, maybe that's part of the problem, that we've massively ramped up grease production without increasing extract production. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys watching. So next time we will actually try and start hooking up the irrigation, so that we can begin to make the map greener, because that's kind of the end game here, is to make the map green and look nice. So, I think we will backfill in there a bit as well. Yeah, so we need to now work on bringing irrigation across here into these areas with some irrigation pools. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but that's future me's problem. I will see you all next time.